Hello, darlings. I have a question for you. How do you become the successful person that you've always wanted to be? How do you think that you get there? Do people wake up just becoming successful? What really does it take to be a success? I mean, we all go through a journey of some sort in life, right? And I think that successful people, they go through a journey also. But what really does it take to be a success? Have you ever examined your life really to see where are you right now? Are you really where you want to be? And how would you get to where you want to be? Do you need more training in something? Do you need to read more books? Nowadays, you don't have to go back to get another college education in order to have training in something. There is ample information across the web to get any kind of training, really, that you need. And the only thing you need to do is to learn it so well so that you can in turn regurgitate that to be able to impart that knowledge to someone else so that you can teach what you learned. They used to tell us in school that, well, you don't really know the material until you can teach it to someone else. Well, it's the same thing. If you have learned something and you're able to teach it to someone else, well, now you've got something. Now you've mastered. And it certainly won't happen by magic. You have to write down your plan. I'm always big on that. I say that in, I think, almost every single video. You have to write down a plan and start executing that plan. Write down what it is specifically that you want to accomplish. When I write my plans down, I'm very specific, and it is already in the present tense as if I am the person, the successful person that I want to be. I write down what it is, the time frame I want it to be accomplished, and I start writing down the steps I need to take in order to accomplish it. I don't have all the how, because for me, I believe that God is going to make that happen, but I do write down steps that I know to get there. So the first step is being. It's becoming that person. Because if you do those steps, writing it down and understand what it's going to take to get to become that person, that's the first step. But then now you have to do. Because a lot of times people say, well, I'm trying to do this. I'm trying to go back to school. But what exactly is the difference between trying and doing? Trying gives you a cop-out. You can cop out of that, and if you do fail, you can say, well, I tried, right? But if you actually do something, that means you have cut yourself off from all other options, and you have decided to make it happen. That's the difference. And that's where we should all be at this point. Once we decide that, okay, this is who I want to be, that's my plan A, there's no plan B, and that's it. I have decided. It's a biblical principle to write the things down in order to see the results of the things that you want to have happen in your life. God tells us in His Word that if we write something down and make it plain, it will happen. That's what He promises. And I believe His promises. So what do you think is causing you not to see the results that you want? Why are you still trying instead of doing? Let's start deciding to do something. Let's start to carry anything out that we decide to do all the way to completion. Let's make that decision in our lives. You know what God says in His Word? God is the ultimate creator, right? And He says that we are made in His image. So if we're made in the image of God, well, then we are creators in the ultimate form. We can bring forth anything we put our minds to do. So that's why I say to you, start that YouTube channel. Be someone, become someone, do something so that you can have the things that you want. So now let's get to the have. It's not something that is going to be on a cycle of, okay, I've done this, I've become this person, I'm doing it, and I'm going to have it, and that's it. That's not exactly how it works. Because now you have to remember, now you're on a higher level. You have extended yourself to be able to learn something you didn't know before. Now you can educate other people. So there's a responsibility in that. It's like biblically when we have the message of Jesus. And it says in the Bible, okay, now you have the message. Now you know the word. Your job now is to spread it to the masses. Well, it's the same thing with once you have this knowledge, you can't just keep it to yourself. Well, now you have to spread it to other people in order to continuously have the things that you want. So now you've become the person you wanted to become. You did the things that you needed to do in order to become that person. You received the things you wanted to have, even if it's monetarily. But in order for that to be a cycle, you have to continuously elevate yourself, learn more things, do more things to have more things. That's the cycle that we're on. Okay? It's not you do it once and that's it and you're done for the rest of your life. I mean, yes, there are people who they become rich and they die with those riches if they do not elevate themselves in some type of way, whether it's spiritually, emotionally, because they don't know how to handle it. They're in the same old leather skins, like it says in the Bible, with the old wine skins. You know, you can't put new wine in old wine skins. It'll burst the leather. If you try to put new things inside of yourself without giving it a proper foundation with education, you're doomed to failure in some type of way. So we have to continuously be moving to that next level. I hope that makes sense. So I just wanted to take this time out to talk to people about how do you go about becoming, doing, and having the things that we really want. It's a mindset shift, and it's also very practical. We just have to decide to do the things that we need to do regardless of any other circumstance. We have to put our mind to it. You know, like you're going to a 4-year college and you know you're going to get a degree out of it if you pass all your classes. Well, it's the same thing, but we have to keep going until it's done. So I hope we can all get there together by becoming, doing, and having what we ultimately want. Later, darlings.